You know, when you're a foreigner living in Shanghai, especially like if you're a European or a North American or a South American and you're living in Shanghai, sometimes you can forget that you're actually living in China, even though you're surrounded by Chinese people everywhere. Because most of the expats like me either live in the French concession or work in the French concession or always hang out in the French concession. Like me, I live in Jing'an, which is just kind of very similar to the French concession. A lot of European architecture and foreign, restaurants and cafes and bars and stuff. And then I work in the French concession on Anfulu, and Anfulu is like, expat central. It's just mobbed with Europeans and Americans and South Americans and really Middle Easterners, whatever, anything but China, actually. But it's like so many expats here. They just go to places like Baker and Spice, which is this place on Anfulu where you can get a croissant or a muffin or a bagel, with your cafe latte or cafe au lait or cafe con leche or whatever, And then you go to happy hour at some bar that's really swanky, like typical bar you'd find in Manhattan. And then you go to a restaurant that's, if it is a Chinese restaurant, it's a Chinese restaurant where mostly expats hang out. And you kind of forget that you live in China, even though you're surrounded by Chinese people. You're not really living a Chinese life at all. So that's the way I've been feeling lately, because I've just been spending all my time in the French concession around foreigners. And so I got a bicycle. About a month ago, I bought a bicycle, and I've been rediscovering Shanghai and discovering new parts that I'd never seen before. And this is one of them. This temple. So I made it a point to rediscover Chinese Shanghai, to remind myself that it actually does exist. Shanghai is not a European city that has been taken over by Chinese people. It's actually a Chinese city. So I rode my bike today to Nanshi, which is the oldest part of the city and the most traditionally Chinese part of the city, for this very purpose. And I came across this temple, and I've been living here, almost 4 years, and I never even knew this temple existed. See, and now look at all that construction going on. This is Nanshi, and it's being completely stripped away, torn down for stuff like this. So the oldest, most traditional Chinese part of the city is starting to vanish. All right, 再见。